All right, let's talk further now about the incident that occurred this morning. We're joined by Mathews Mokhachane, who is the chairperson of the Gauteng Education Transport Services, which is an organization that the driver of the taxi in question belonged to. Good evening to you, Mr. Mokhachane. Thank you for your time. Let's start with the condition of the driver. And we understand that that driver belonged to your organization. Do we know what his state is at the moment?
Good evening, Toli, and good evening to all your viewers at home. Firstly, the driver is still in hospital. She sustained some injuries. Confirmed is that he has a broken hip and some ribs. And then, yes, we can affirm that the driver belonged to one of our associations.
Yeah. Are you aware of what eyewitnesses have said, and that is that he had been trying to overtake when this accident occurred, and some drivers going to the extent that it appears he had been driving recklessly, and therefore some of them were actually trying to make way for him?
Yes, Toli. I've heard what the eyewitness is saying, because from what he was saying, he says he was one of the drivers on that road this morning. He's the one who did what and who did not. But what we are awaiting for is the full statement from the authority, who were at the scene, who examined everything, so we will get the conclusion from them. From now, we can neither confirm nor deny that our driver was in the wrong.
Okay. All right. I think fair enough. But before this accident, the MEC of Education in Gauteng saying today that the same driver was reprimanded for inappropriate driving just last week. Are you able to confirm that?
On that one, I can't confirm, because I'm not on the ground on daily basis. So I can't confirm that he was reprimanded, because in most cases I'm not on the road while they are driving the kids in the morning.
Yeah.
But what we strive for, we have a zero tolerance for high speeding, the loud music, and all those things that are not permitted for us as learner transport leaders.
Are your drivers given training, particularly for transporting members of the public, apart from the fact that in this case they were driving learners to school, and that's about as vulnerable as this group can be?
Yes, on that side, as an organization, we have some companies whom have come on board to help us to train the drivers. But since we have a big pool of drivers, it becomes difficult to have them trained on yearly basis. Because for some of them, you train them this year, next year he's no longer there, so you have to restart with the other ones again. So it's a very a big task to do and a very difficult situation to control. But we are trying our level best as an organization to get our ducks in a row in terms of safety, because we are the ambassadors of safety. When we board our cars in the morning, the first thing that comes to our mind is the poor souls that we are transporting, who are the future of this country, to get them to and from school safe.
The driver in question, do we know whether he had received training prior to him ferrying children to school?
He's just started. So I think he's one of those drivers whom we were still trying to get the training for them. He was just starting. He just started last year. So we were still awaiting the companies to come and help us in terms of safe driving.
Yeah. One of the lingering questions, Mr. Mokhachane, is the relationship that your organization has with the transport department in Gauteng. How would you describe that relationship? Do you get funding, basically, is what I'm trying to get at?
Oh, Oli, I wouldn't want us or like us to go that route. But what I could tell you that it's very difficult to run the organization of this magnitude. It's a very big organization with a large number of following. But we haven't been funded in any way. Everything that we have to do, we have to pop up from our pocket. We have never received any funding of whatsoever.
All right, so you don't receive funding from any government department in Gauteng?
No, we haven't.
As we conclude the conversation, of course, one of the major issues for your organization is reputational damage. This is a massive accident to have occurred, and the parents of these children, the parents of children who use your transport services, even though they may not have been affected this morning, but they are probably thinking twice tonight about whether or not they will be transported by your organization, their children will be transported by your organization to school. How do you plan to repair that kind of image?
Yes, thank you for that, Tony. One thing that we need to do as an organization, we need to sit down with all the parents. Some of them are not aware of the challenges that we face on a daily basis. We are not only drivers. We become parents, we become social workers, we become teachers, we become everything in the car. So we need to sit down with all the parents, even if it can be in a very big stadium that one can call, so that we could have a close relationship with the parents, for them to understand the need for them to play their role. Because some of them are not playing their role.
What do you mean by that?
We are not shifting the blame here, but others are not playing their role. But they want their kids to be educated on a daily basis.
What role should they be playing, Mr. Mokhachane?
The role is to be close to us, to be aware that when I say, please let your child be ready by 6:30, please let the child be ready by 6:30. You will find that you arrive at the house by 6:25 to collect for 6:30. Only the parent will allow the child to come out at 6:45. You just wasted 15 minutes. You can understand the stress that our operators come under whenever any parent, even 15 minutes is too long, just 5 minutes. If you can waste 5 minutes in every house, that equals to 25 minutes that have been wasted, that you could have gone somewhere.
Mathews, Mokhachane, thank you very much for your time this evening, chairperson of the Gauteng Education Transport